Although in this video I am going to give 8 tips to those who are in job and trying to prepare for GATE, but out of these 8 tips, almost 50% tips are generic and they will be applicable for all of you, even if you are not in a job, even if you are a student, maybe you are in college, maybe you are a full-time aspirant. So I will recommend that all of you should carefully watch this video till the end, listen to all the tips, and not only listen but also implement them. Let us begin. Before I start this video, let me take 30 seconds to tell you something about Exergic. Exergic is India's most trusted and most experienced institute for online GATE preparation. I am Chandresh Mahajan, founder and chief educator at Exergic. I am an All India rank 37 in GATE Mechanical Engineering, an ex-Indian Oil officer having 7+ years of teaching experience as of now. To know more about our GATE courses, you can visit our website or contact us on these details. Also, you can download Exergic GATE Preparation app from Google Play Store. The link is available in the description of video. So before we discuss the tips, there's one ultimate question which keeps coming to the mind of those who are preparing with job. Can you guess? Can you guess what's the question? The question is, should I resign? Should I quit the job to prepare for GATE? The advice that I am going to give at this point of time, that advice is a generic advice. Okay, I'll tell the answer to this question. Should you resign in order to prepare for GATE? But the answer that I'm going to give is generic. Okay, it's a default answer that should be true for majority of you, but obviously 5-10% of you may not follow that advice because it depends upon case to case. It depends upon a lot of factors, in which industry you are, right, at what position you are, what is the status of your family, what is the thought process of your family. It's important to keep them in your decision as well, right? So there are many factors. What's your age, for example? So there are many factors which ultimately decide whether you should or should not resign. But as a generic advice, I never suggest students to advise. Yes, you will hear some of the toppers interview who will say that I talked to sir and sir suggested me to resign. That depends, as I told you, case to case. If I know how much is his preparation level, how how sincere or how good he is as a student, all these factors go into telling or deciding something. But as a generic advice, I will never suggest that you quit the job, because point number one, you know the job scenario, it's not that good, right? So if you quit the job, you may have a hard time just in case you are not able to get something good from GATE. So you may have a hard time after that. So generic advice I will never give. Secondly, preparing for GATE without a job can be a pressure situation for you. As I told you, more the pressure, more the chances of mistakes. That's why I always recommend that you start early. Whenever you are in college, start early, so that high pressure is not there. Maybe in 3rd or 4th year you will be able to crack it. Definitely with the job, I'm not saying that with the job it will be very easy to prepare, that don't resign, prepare with job, it will be very easy. Obviously it will be hard, it will not be easy. Let me tell you, if I compare one student who started preparing in 2nd year and one student who never prepared for GATE in college, who got a job, even after getting a job for 2 years he didn't prepare, now he is thinking to prepare. And on the other hand, someone who started preparing in 2nd year, how can they be at the same level? By the time this student who is in 2nd year reaches 3rd year, he will be able to get a good rank in GATE. In 4th year, he will crack GATE even with a better rank. So obviously, if you did not prepare for GATE during your college, why should you get that advantage? You should be ready to work hard. That's what I keep telling to students who are in college. एकदम सही टाइम पे आप अपने करियर में you start preparing. अगर आप 2nd year से ही you start utilizing that time, you will not reach at the stage where you have got a job and then you are thinking that it's not that high paying job, I need to switch, I need to quit. उस स्टेज तक आप पहुंचने से पहले ही गेट क्रैक कर चुके होंगे. अदरवाइज विद जॉब इट डेफिनेटली रिक्वायर्स यू टू वर्क हार्ड. ईजी नहीं है ये, बट एट द सेम टाइम इट इज नॉट इम्पॉसिबल ऑल्सो. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि इम्पॉसिबल है. If you go through the interviews of toppers, the stories of toppers, you will realize many of the toppers prepared for GATE with job and they cracked, got a good rank. They were in top 100. So it definitely is possible. It definitely requires hard work. तो बहुत easy नहीं होने वाला है. Be ready to give it your 200% if you are in a job preparing for GATE. Now, before I start sharing those tips with you, it's not only about tips, right? You should have the right mindset. The right mindset is, as I've repeated, I think I've already told this in one of the earlier YouTube videos, that you must have the inner spark to crack GATE, to crack any exam. You should know why you want to do that. वरना हर दिन आपको लगेगा कि चलो आज नहीं कल करता हूं. Whatever will be your targets for that day, you will not be able to finish them. सोचोगे चलो थोड़ा आज कम कर लेता हूँ, राइट? और whenever you feel कि एक्स्ट्रा वर्क करना पड़ रहा है, you will start finding excuses कि अरे मैं जॉब में हूँ इसीलिए नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, या मेरा कॉलेज पूरे दिन रहता है इसीलिए मैं नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ. You will start finding excuses if you don't have inner spark. If you have the inner spark, if you have your reason clear, you will start seeking the opportunity कि अरे ब्रेक, 10 मिनट का ब्रेक मिला है, रिवाइज कर लेता हूँ. अरे I waste almost 50 minutes daily are in travel. Why should I not, revise during travel? Why should I not watch lectures with earphone during travel? When you have that inner spark, you will think of multiple innovative ways in which you can find time to prepare. If you don't have inner spark, even if you are sitting at home, still you will find 100 reasons why you cannot prepare. ठीक है, तो very first thing that you require is inner spark while preparing for job. Anyway, it's required for whether you are in college or job, but for job it will be required even more, because fully you will be occupied on weekdays. You will be from morning to night, morning to evening. As I keep telling, that college may still there is chances that maybe a period you can simply study something during that period. In job it's not that possible. Again, it can depend upon profile. There are different profiles, different sectors, different positions in a job, but as a generic rule, it's not that easy to find time in a job as compared to when you are in a college. So if you don't have that inner spark, you will find 1,000 reasons why you cannot prepare, and simply you will keep failing every year. And you will think that only when I can resign, only then I can prepare, otherwise I can't. So to prevent you from that, I'm telling you, keep finding reasons. If you are not able to find reasons, think why your current job may not work very well for you. What are the things that you don't like about that job? Every day when you will go to your office, you will be reminded of those reasons that why I don't want to be working here, or why I don't want this job. So use that as a daily reminder to yourself. Keep yourself pushed, keep yourself driven. If you don't have this mindset, हर हफ्ते हर महीने you will think कि अरे नहीं होगा. So build that inner spark. I have made one video on this already. Make sure that you watch it. Let us now start the tips that you can act upon when you are working and you want to prepare. Now let us start discussing the tips that you can apply from today onwards, and you can see the improvement in your preparation. I have divided the tips into two categories. First is on duty or on job tips, things which you can do or you cannot do while in a job that can help you. Or second are off job or off duty tips. Basically these are those things which you do once you are back from the job. So these tips, off job or off duty tips, will be helpful for almost everyone, even if you are not in a job. But these tips will be specifically helpful for those who are in a job. Starting with the first on duty tip is utilizing on job time. Look, I will not say that keep preparing for GATE when you are in a job. This is something that I recommend to those who are in college, that it is possible to do it without much harm, right? But if you are in a job, I don't know what kind of job you are in. Just to give you a funny example, maybe you are a firefighter. Just a funny example here. It's not possible कि आप fighting department में हैं, और आप काम के parallel revision कर रहे हैं, right? What I mean to say कि I don't know क्या severity आपके काम की है. What could be the harm or loss if you don't pay attention to the work that you have been assigned. तो मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगा कि आप जॉब के करते करते काम करते करते आप अपना आधा ध्यान रिवाइज करने में लगा के रखें, बट स्टिल यू कैन फाइंड टाइम इन योर जॉब. हाउ? ट्रैवल. ड्यूरिंग ट्रैवल, अगर आप ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं, जॉब आना जाना, वो रास्ते का जो टाइम है पूरा 50 मिनट्स बोल सकते हैं, 1 आवर, इवन इट इज एज हाई एज 2 आवर्स डिपेंडिंग अपॉन आप कौन से सिटी में काम कर रहे हैं. दैट एंटायर टाइम यू कैन सेव, मे बी फॉर रिविजन, मे बी फॉर कवरिंग लेक्चर्स, एनीथिंग, राइट? जैसा मैंने कहा, इफ यू हैव द इनर स्पार्क, आपको आइडियाज खुद आएंगे कि कैसे आप टाइम निकालें. ड्यूरिंग जॉब ऑल्सो देर आर सर्टेन ब्रेक्स. लंच ब्रेक के अलावा भी अगर होता है तो ठीक है, अदरवाइज लंच ब्रेक आपके पास एक है. कोई जरूरी नहीं है दैट एंटायर टाइम यू हैव टू स्पेंड इन लंच. आई थिंक 5-10 मिनट्स आर मोर देन सफिशिएंट जल्दी से खाना खाने में. उसके बाद यू हैव 15 मिनट्स, हाफ एन आवर ऑफ टाइम. You might think, अरे सर हाफ एन आवर से कैसे होगा? I am telling you, those who crack gate with job, even washroom में they prepare. Whenever they go to washroom, वो मोबाइल निकाल के they revise. I personally know such students and my colleagues as well, those who used to prepare with me, right? And when they after college they started preparing with job. वॉशरूम भी वो जाते थे तो 10 मिनट 5 मिनट जितना भी टाइम, उसमें they used to take out mobile and revise some of the things. इस लेवल का डेडिकेशन चाहिए होगा आपको अगर आपको गेट क्रैक करना है जॉब के साथ. ऑब्वियसली आप जॉब में हो, आपके पास एक इनकम भी आ रही है, यू आर मेंटली सिक्योर एज वेल, यू हैव टू पे सम कॉस्ट फॉर दैट. भाई एक बंदा जिसके पास कुछ नहीं है, ही इज नॉट इवन गेटिंग एनी मनी, एनी सैलरी, और आप ऑब्वियसली यू आर एट अ बेटर पोजिशन देन हिम. यू मस्ट बी रेडी टू गिव 200%, राइट, फॉर ऑल द बेनिफिट्स दैट यू आर गेटिंग इन कंपेरिजन टू समवन हु इज नॉट इन अ जॉब. तो इसीलिए यू शुड बी रेडी कि ब्रेक्स में, ट्रैवल में जितना ज्यादा से ज्यादा टाइम आप निकाल सकते हैं विदाउट causing any harm to your company or to your job or to someone else who is related to your job, आपको वो करना चाहिए. और इनर स्पार्क अगर आप में होगा, आपको खुद ही तरीके, you will start finding out ways कि मैं इसको कैसे कर सकता हूं. पॉइंट नंबर 2 दिख रहा है आपको सामने, you can clearly see, use leaves carefully. ये नहीं कि आज मन नहीं कर रहा है तो छुट्टी मार लेता हूं, सोऊंगा आराम से घर पे. डोंट डू दिस. सेव योर लीव्स. कब के लिए? फॉर द टाइम बिफोर गेट. शायद आपको गेट लिखने जाना पड़े, शायद गेट से 10 दिन पहले आप लीव ले लें, सो दैट यू आर इन राइट माइंड जोन, राइट माइंड सेट बिफोर एंटरिंग द एग्जामिनेशन हॉल. तो जो लीव्स हैं उनको वहां बचा के रखिए. इतनी लीव्स यू वोंट बी गेटिंग इन अ जॉब कि आप लीव ले लेके प्रिपेयर कर लें. These much leaves you will never get in any job. You have to prepare yourself, कि you have to prepare with job and you have to prepare in a mindset कि यार मुझे जॉब के साथ ही somehow मैनेज करना है. लीव्स के भरोसे प्रिपरेशन मत छोड़िए. वो लीव्स केयरफुली यूज कीजिए, उनको गेट से कुछ टाइम पहले के लिए उन लीव्स को यूज कीजिए. लीव लिया क्योंकि आज मन नहीं है, लीव ले ली क्योंकि नींद पूरी नहीं हुई है. If you are taking leaves for all these reasons, it will get very difficult for you to manage time just some weeks before gate. तो जो leaves हैं carefully उनको use करिए. कुछ leaves maybe they lapse every year. Accordingly you plan. 10 days, if suppose there are some casual leaves who will lapse every year. Accordingly अगर आपको लग रहा है कि there is some important week, some important month of preparation for you, use them judicially. That's what I want to tell you. Just don't waste them randomly. CL लेके don't waste those specific leaves. Very important point, do not reveal much. When you are in a job, we have colleagues, you can talk to people, but very rarely you will find friends, क्योंकि you never know कि आप जिससे बात कर रहे हैं वो कब कहाँ किसको क्या बोल दे, and how that entire conversation will be presented to someone else. तो इसीलिए never lose talk in a job. It's very important. Never lose talk. कभी भी अब ये when I started job, even I was not knowing all this ना, I learned these things in job, right? कभी भी lose talk मत करिए. It's my personal, you can say personal experience that I am telling you, कि आपने किसी से कोई बात बोल दी and you never know वो उस बात को कब कहाँ किसके सामने कैसे बोल देगा. तो always talk sensibly. कुछ भी जरूरत से ज्यादा बोलिए मत. Try not revealing this to anyone that you are preparing for gate. आपने किसी को दोस्त समझ के बता दिया, उसने कहीं जाके किसी और को बोल दिया, या उसने कभी बॉस के सामने बोल दिया, and maybe it depends upon your boss कि वो उस चीज को सही वे में ना ले. There are certain bosses who may not like the idea कि कोई उनका employee is preparing for some other exam, right? He may try to burden you with more work. He may try to be more rude with you, right? Depends upon person to person, boss to boss. So don't reveal things much. कितना ही आपको कोई दोस्त फील हो रहा हो, try to keep things up to yourself. अगर आप किसी tricky profile में हैं तो this point can affect you a lot. Next point, take limited roles in job, right? I am not saying that do your work half-heartedly. जो भी आपको काम असाइन है, you do it properly, right? But there are, if suppose you want to continue the job, then obviously you need to give your 200% because your growth in that company will depend upon that only, that how much input you are giving, how much output you are giving, of your work, how much more and more you can do and better you can do. But if you have decided to prepare for GATE and leave the job, resign from the job, then try to restrict your roles without sharing it with someone else also. ज़्यादा enthusiastic होके और रणबीर सिंह बन के ओवर एनर्जेटिक होके आप अपने आप बहुत सारे काम मत ले लीजिएगा. इट विल गेट वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू मैनेज. और जब आप लीव्स लेंगे आपके पास रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इतनी ज्यादा होंगी, इट विल गेट वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू टेक लीव्स ड्यूरिंग गेट. तो इसीलिए टेक लिमिटेड रोल्स, लर्न टू से नो पोलाइटली, राइट? नो can be said politely as well. Learn to say it if you are in a job from where you want to quit and you want to prepare for GATE. तो क्या आपको नहीं करना है वो आपको पता होना चाहिए. लिमिटेड काम लीजिए, अभी आपको मजा आएगा, but maybe when you will be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month before GATE and you will say sir मुझे छुट्टी चाहिए, इतने सारे you will be having roles that he will not allow you to go for 1 week or 10 days leave. Keep this in your mind. Now let us discuss the off-duty tips, and these are the tips which obviously will be applicable for you who are in job as well as for most of you who may not be in a job. It's very important to have the strategy in your mind. If you think I have limited time, I am very busy in job or maybe in college, and I think that I will not be able to crack next GATE. Plan for next GATE but continue the preparation. What many students do, that just I'm giving one example, that maybe you are planning to crack next GATE, but you think time is less. So what they do, they stop preparation and they think I'll see later on. They will postpone the preparation for 1 more year, as well as they will postpone their target for 1 more year. So what's the point? Ultimately एक ही साल आपको फिर भी मिलेगा प्रिपेयर करने के लिए, या 6-7 months तब भी मिल रहे हैं, क्योंकि ना केवल आपने अपना टारगेट शिफ्ट किया बल्कि प्रिपरेशन भी शिफ्ट कर दी. पॉइंट तब है when you don't shift your preparation, when you start your preparation right now but target you shifted, so you will get 1 more year, right? That makes sense. So those of you who are in job, who are in college, who feel कि although with college it is easier, but if you feel कि अभी मैनेज नहीं हो पा रहा है, continue the preparation, start the preparation. Why are you wasting time? Point is नेक्स्ट गेट को कर लो, नेक्स्ट की जगह नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट वाले को आप टारगेट बना लो. यू कैन शिफ्ट योर टारगेट, दैट विल गिव यू एक्सटेंडेड टाइम, बट स्टार्ट टुडे, स्टार्ट नाउ. सो अकॉर्डिंगली यू मेक दिस स्ट्रेटजी. अनरियलिस्टिक टारगेट मत बनाना. यू आर इन अ जॉब, सपोज 4 months, 5 months आर लेफ्ट फॉर गेट, यू स्टार्टेड प्रिपरेशन एंड देन यू विल थिंक यू विल क्रैक गेट. डिफिकल्ट होगा ना, बिकॉज वीकडेज पे यू विल बी बिजी. अनरियलिस्टिक टारगेट है. सो रादर target the next GATE, the gate next to what you are planning. You will get more than a year of time and then you go into preparation. From that time onwards, वो जो preparation होगी वो next level की होगी. Getting the point? तो realistic target बनाइए. There's very important point that I want to share regarding strategy, that many of you who are in a job don't try to juggle too many things कि मैं ये भी कर लूँ वो भी कर लूँ. एक साथ 10 चीजें प्लान मत कीजिए. आप सिलेबस कवर कीजिए और रिवीजन कीजिए, सबसे पहले वो कीजिए. इफ यू थिंक मैं क्वेश्चन सॉल्विंग, सिलेबस कवरेज, रिवीजन, एवरीथिंग आई विल प्लान डेली, उतना टाइम आपको शायद ना मिल पाए. सो फर्स्टली फोकस ऑन कवरिंग द सिलेबस एट हायर स्पीड बाय कंटिन्यूअसली रिवाइजिंग व्हाट यू हैव कवर्ड. ऐसा नहीं कि आगे पढ़े जा रहे हैं पिछला भूले जा रहे हैं. तो कीप रिवाइजिंग डेली रिवीजन चालू रखिए. मेक अ टारगेट की 4-5 months में आई विल कवर द सिलेबस एंड देन यू dedicate yourself totally to numericals. That approach can be followed. In fact, if you look at last year's topper, बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स एक्सर्जिक में ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने इसी स्ट्रेटेजी से टॉप किया है। 4 to 5 months में you can cover syllabus through exergic recorded lectures. I can confidently tell it to you. Finished recorded lectures, you have no time wastage. फालतू के डिस्कशन, चुटकुले, कहानियां, इन सब में कोई टाइम वेस्ट नहीं होगा आपका. You will be able to cover syllabus at 2 times faster pace because I teach live as well in Exergic. All video courses, there are some or more live classes depending upon the package. So I teach live also and obviously in recorded also. I can tell you same concept live में almost 2 times लग जाता है और वही recorded में एक half time में आप cover कर पाओगे. Obviously बहुत सी चीजें live में यहाँ वहाँ के discussion ये सब चीजों में time जाता ही जाता है, that's unavoidable. तो अगर आपको सही टाइम पे सिलेबस खत्म करना है तो मेक श्योर कि एक्सर्जिक के जो रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स हैं उसके थ्रू आप क्विकली सिलेबस कवर कर सकते हैं. सही कॉन्सेप्ट, रेलेवेंट काम के कॉन्सेप्ट्स विद राइट अमाउंट ऑफ डेप्थ वो आपके कवर हो जाएंगे. ये इंश्योर करना कि मैं जल्दी से सिलेबस खत्म करूं, रिवाइज करता रहूं एंड देन आई विल फुल्ली डेडिकेट माई सेल्फ टू क्वेश्चंस, न्यूमेरिकल्स. दैट इज अ वाइजर स्ट्रेटजी रादर देन मेकिंग अनरियलिस्टिक प्लान कि मैं डेली क्वेश्चन भी कर लूंगा, डेली सिलेबस भी कवर करूंगा, डेली रिवाइज भी करूंगा. दैट प्लान इज नॉट दैट रियलिस्टिक. Again, it depends upon you. What you feel is realistic for you. Make such plan. Make sure that you focus on numericals from the day one or quickly cover the syllabus and then fully dedicate yourself to numericals. Whatever you plan, it's very important to make a prior strategy for that. ऐसा नहीं कि देखते हैं 2 महीने बाद सोचेंगे शुरू कर देते हैं. Don't do like that. Plan it accordingly. Execute your plan. Okay? It is needless to say how important are weekends, right? But weekends pay majority of the students waste time, right? Even those who are in job, you might play games, watch movies, go to cinema, maybe just sleep. Whatever you want to do on the weekends, you generally do it. But it's very important for you to realize that if you wasted weekends, it's very difficult for you to generally, I'm saying very generally, to have a good life in your 30s. 20s are very important. 20s means the age of 20s, 20, 21, 22, 23, those ages, right? उस एज में आप वीकेंड पे अगर चिल मारने का सोच रहे हैं तो your 30s and the life further can get difficult. Obviously after a certain age आप रेस्ट ही करेंगे वीकेंड पे. You will be in a position where you can rest on weekends, right? But in your 20s, I never recommend, at least I never, wasted time or just relaxed or killed the time on weekends. Never. So make sure that you use, the weekends in a job, especially. Weekdays are fully busy. Weekend is the only time that you have fully free. उस टाइम को आप गेट प्रिपरेशन में लगाइए rather than मोबाइल, टीवी, वेब सीरीज, गेम्स, सोना. इन सब चीज़ों से बेटर आउटकम आपको वो चीज़ें देंगी in the longer run. But it does not mean कि weekdays को आप waste कर दें. Weekdays are equally important. Weekday preparation की एक बहुत simple but effective strategy I am telling you. You can divide the weekday preparation in whatever way you want. Either you can wake up early. I will tell you why. देखो, when you come from a job, you may be physically tired, mentally tired, right? Because of the work. और अगर आपका बॉस सही नहीं है तो you may be emotionally tired as well, क्योंकि डांट रहे हैं आपको बॉस में भी, दे इज नॉट ट्रीटिंग यू, दे आर नॉट ट्रीटिंग यू वेल. इमोशनली भी आप थोड़े परेशान रहोगे और उसके बाद आके इट कुड गेट डिफिकल्ट कि चलो मैं सॉम और फ्लूइड पढ़ूं और मैं क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करूं. तो इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू वेक अप अर्ली, स्लीप अर्ली, वेक अप अर्ली एंड बिफोर गोइंग टू द जॉब जो टाइम है उसको आप यूज करें. मे बी यू वेक अप अर्ली एट 4 AM, मे बी यू स्लीप अर्ली एट 9-10 PM यू स्लीप, यू वेक अप एट 4 AM और सुबह का जो 4-5 आवर्स है उसको आप फुल्ली यूज करें फ्रेश माइंड से. दिस कुड बी वन स्ट्रेटेजी. और अदर स्ट्रेटेजीज कि आप डिवाइड कर लें टाइम कि मॉर्निंग में मैं ये करूंगा, इवनिंग में मैं ये करूंगा. इट कुड बी एनीथिंग कि इवनिंग में मैं सिलेबस कवर करूंगा, मॉर्निंग में रिवीजन और क्वेश्चंस करूंगा. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, अगेन आई एम जस्ट गिविंग अ सजेशन टू यू. जैसा मैंने कहा, वन पैरेलल वे इज कि जल्दी से आप 4-5 मंथ तक सिलेबस ही कवर कर रहे हैं, सुबह शाम दोपहर रात कभी भी रिवीजन कर रहे हैं, सिलेबस कवर कर रहे हैं और फिर आप क्वेश्चंस में लग गए. whatever you plan, I am just telling you the way whichever suits you, क्योंकि देखो ये डिपेंड करता है कैसी जॉब है आपकी. आप में से कुछ लोगों की शिफ्ट जॉब भी होगी, तो ऑब्वियसली फॉर देम दिस माइट नॉट बी ट्रू, राइट? तो आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू डिफरेंट वेज, वट एवर फिट्स यू, यू कैन पिक दैट. तो आप या तो डिवाइड कर सकते हैं सुबह और शाम, और यू कैन बिफोर गोइंग टू द जॉब, दैट टाइम एंटायरली फ्रेश माइंड है, यू कैन गिव टू प्रिपरेशन. आफ्टर द जॉब आप आए, रेस्ट किया, खाना वाना खाया, सो गए. सो प्लान अकॉर्डिंगली. बट वीक डेज को ऐसा मत समझिए कि वीक डेज तो यार गए ही, मेरे तो हाथ में है ही नहीं. ऑन जॉब भी आई हैव टोल्ड यू व्हाट यू कैन डू. आफ्टर जॉब ऑल्सो आई एम टेलिंग, और बिफोर जॉब आई एम टेलिंग व्हाट कैन यू डू ऑन योर वीक डेज. क्योंकि कंटिन्यूटी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है गेट में. कंटिन्यूटी अगर कट हो गई तो बहुत मुश्किल होगा. इवन इफ यू थिंक यार बहुत ही बिजी है, 12 घंटे जॉब है, देयर आर सर्टेन स्टूडेंट्स दे ईमेल मी 10 आवर्स तो चलो फिर भी ठीक है, बट 12 आवर्स जॉब है. तो ऐसे केसेस में एटलीस्ट रिवाइज करो, बट डोंट लूज कंटिन्यूटी. इफ यू आर लूजिंग कंटिन्यूटी ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस, बस 2 दिन के लिए पढ़ोगे, 1 दिन के लिए पढ़ोगे, फिर 5 दिन 6 दिन भूल जाओगे, टच खत्म हो जाएगा. It's not possible to crack it like this. You have to at least, bare minimum is that you revise daily, so that at least आप भूलो नहीं wherever you are. When you don't revise, आप उससे पीछे जाने लग जाते हो. At least जहां पे हो वहां रहो, right? By revision. Revision is something that will keep you there. Not revising will bring you below that point. At least वहां रहो. Minimum, bare minimum is revision. Obviously, I recommend doing more than just revision. Moving to the next point, make countdown. Again, something on which I have already made a video, and I keep asking the enrolled students of Exergic whenever we meet in premium webinars. कितने दिन बचे हैं गेट में, याद होना चाहिए आपको. ये एक काउंटडाउन रहे where you are crossing each and every day. कि 100 days गए, 99 days, 98, 97 days, 96 days, every day, and don't keep a digital copy, physical hard copy, where you cross each and every day and you feel कि अरे एक दिन और गया, एक दिन और गया, एक दिन और गया. That will ensure that you stay on your toes. क्योंकि जॉब में बिजी रहते हैं, काम में पता ही नहीं चलता है दिन कैसे निकल जाता है. मंडे टू सैटरडे कैसे टाइम निकलता है कुछ पता ही नहीं चलेगा आपको, इफ यू आर इन अ जॉब. तो इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू रिमाइंड योर सेल्फ कि आज एक दिन गया, आज एक और दिन गया, I did not prepare. एक और दिन गया, I did not prepare. If you have that inner spark, you will start feeling bad. If you don't have that inner spark, तब excuses बहुत हैं. दुनिया में हर चीज के लिए 100 excuse बनाए जा सकते हैं. तो you have to have that inner spark and this constant reminder कि एक दिन और गया, एक दिन और गया. That will ensure कि next day आप अपना 100% देंगे on job, off job, जहाँ पे भी, कि आप अपने आप को align कर सकें gate preparation में. So these are the tips from my end. Again, I will repeat, it is definitely possible to crack GATE with job. Every year toppers do it. Use the tips, follow the strategy, have the right content, right direction, and utilize your time properly. I wish you all the best.